Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where hidden treasures come to life and everyday pocket change could secretly be worth a fortune, and today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underrated coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1968D, a coin that many people overlook but collectors and experts know can hold incredible value, mystery, and opportunity. So if you have ever wondered whether that old penny sitting in your drawer could be worth serious money, you absolutely do not want to miss this story because this coin has captured the attention of collectors across the world and its market value has shocked even seasoned numismatists. Now let's travel back to the year 1968, a time of major change in the United States, when the economy, culture, and even coin production were evolving rapidly, and the Denver Mint marked with the famous D Mint mark was producing millions of pennies, but hidden among those millions were rare and valuable pieces that today can command astonishing prices. The Liberty 1 cent 1968D features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been a symbol of American heritage since 1909, while the reverse showcases the classic wheat ears or Lincoln Memorial depending on variation, and while at first glance it may look like an ordinary penny, the real magic lies in its condition, minting quality, and rare errors that can transform this coin from just 1 cent into a collector's dream. Worth thousands, and even up to an incredible current market value of $779,371 for the finest and rarest examples. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny potentially worth more than a luxury house, and that is exactly why collectors are constantly searching for this coin, examining every detail under magnification, looking for unique characteristics such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual luster that can dramatically increase its value. And the 1968D penny is especially important because it was produced during a time when minting processes were not as advanced as today, leading to a higher chance of errors and unique variations that are now highly prized in the collector market. And another factor that makes this coin so valuable is its condition grading. Coins that are preserved in mint state condition with sharp details, strong strike, and original red color are extremely rare because most pennies from that era were heavily circulated, used in daily transactions, and exposed to wear and damage, so finding a 1968D penny in pristine condition is like discovering a hidden gem, and that is exactly why collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for top-grade specimens, and the demand for this coin continues to rise as more people enter the world of coin collecting, driven by stories of rare coins selling for life-changing amounts. And this has created a competitive market where even small details can make a huge difference in value. And if you are lucky enough to own a Liberty 1 cent 1968D, it is essential to carefully examine it or have it professionally graded because you might be holding a fortune without even realizing it. And what makes this even more exciting is that these coins are still out there, hidden in old collections, piggy banks, and even loose change, waiting to be discovered by someone with a keen eye and a bit of curiosity. And that someone could be you, so next time you come across an old penny, take a closer look because it might just change your life. And here on Rare US Coins, today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1970, a coin that many people have seen, touched, or even spent without realizing it could be worth an astonishing $779,372 in today's market depending on its rarity, condition, and unique minting features. And this is exactly why collectors and treasure hunters across the world are constantly searching through old jars, piggy banks, and inherited collections hoping to discover this incredible piece of history that holds both mystery and massive value, because the 1970 Lincoln cent, often called the Liberty 1 cent by collectors due to the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln representing freedom and American legacy, was minted during a time of economic change in the United States when copper coins still held strong intrinsic value. And what makes this coin so incredibly special is not just its age but the rare variations and mint errors that occurred during its production, especially the famous 1970 small date variety, which has become one of the most sought-after coins among serious collectors. And if you happen to own one in high-grade condition or with a clear and sharp strike, you could be sitting on a life-changing fortune without even knowing it. And that is the beauty of coin collecting because history, art, and money all combine into a single small piece of metal that can carry immense value across generations. Now let's talk about the History behind this coin, because understanding its origin is key to understanding its worth. The 1970 Lincoln cent was produced at multiple mint locations including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but it was the San Francisco Mint that created the legendary small date version, which can be identified by the way the number 7 appears slightly higher and more delicate compared to the large date version, and this small detail makes a massive difference in value because rarity is everything in the coin market, and when collectors compete for the finest examples, prices can skyrocket to unbelievable levels, especially when coins are graded in mint state condition with no visible wear, brilliant luster, and perfect surfaces, and that is where we see values climbing into hundreds of thousands of dollars, reaching the incredible figure of $779,372 for top-tier specimens, and the market for rare coins like the 1970 Liberty 1 cent continues to grow as more people recognize the importance of preserving history and investing in tangible assets that do not lose their charm or significance over time. And what makes this coin even more exciting is that valuable examples are still being discovered today, meaning that anyone watching this video could potentially find one in their own collection, making this not just a story about coins but a real opportunity for financial discovery. And collectors are especially interested in coins with errors such as double dies, off center strikes, or unusual color tones that indicate unique minting conditions, because these imperfections actually increase the value dramatically, turning what might seem like a flaw into a highly desirable feature. And as demand continues to rise in the global coin market, driven by collectors, investors, and historians, the prices for rare coins like the 1970 Liberty 1 cent are expected to climb even higher in the coming years, making it not just a collectible but a powerful investment. So if you have old pennies lying around, now is the time to take a closer look, check the date, examine the details, and consider having your coin professionally graded, because you never know, that small copper coin could be your ticket to a fortune. And this is why at Rare US Coins today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable coins in American history, the legendary Liberty 1 cent 1973, a coin that many people overlook but collectors are quietly chasing for jaw-dropping prices. And if you think a simple penny can't change your life, then this story might completely shock you, because this small copper coin holds secrets, history, and a market value that has reached an unbelievable $779,321 under the right conditions, making it one of the most talked about coins among serious collectors and investors around the world. The year 1973 was a remarkable time in United States history, a period filled with economic shifts, political tension, and cultural transformation, and right in the middle of it all, the United States Mint continued producing the Lincoln 1 cent. Often called the Liberty 1 cent by collectors due to the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of freedom and unity. And while millions of these coins were produced, only a tiny fraction have survived in exceptional condition or with rare minting errors that make them incredibly valuable today. And this is where the story becomes truly exciting, because not all 1973 pennies are the same, and some are worth far more than others depending on their condition, mint mark, and unique characteristics. Now let's talk about what makes the 1973 Liberty 1 cent so special, because at first glance it looks like any other penny, with Lincoln's profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, but collectors know that the real magic lies in the details. Coins from this year were minted in 3 main locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and each mint produced coins with slight variations, but the most valuable pieces often come from rare mint errors, high-grade uncirculated conditions, or proof versions struck with exceptional clarity. And when these factors combine, the value can skyrocket beyond imagination. One of the biggest reasons this coin has reached such an incredible market value is the growing demand among collectors who are constantly searching for rare and perfect condition coins. And in today's market, condition is everything. A worn-out penny might only be worth its face value, but a pristine coin graded at the highest levels can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in some cases, like the legendary examples we are discussing today, the price can reach an astonishing $779,321. Turning a simple 1-cent coin into a life-changing asset. And this is why collectors carefully examine every detail, from the sharpness of Lincoln's hair to the shine of the coin's surface and even microscopic imperfections that can dramatically impact value. Another fascinating aspect of the 1973 Liberty 1 cent is the presence of rare minting errors, which are like hidden signatures that make a coin unique. These errors can include double strikes, off-center designs, or unusual metal compositions, and when such errors are discovered, they instantly attract attention in the coin market, driving prices higher as collectors compete to own something truly one-of-a-kind. And over the years, several 1973 pennies with rare errors have been sold at record-breaking prices, proving that even the smallest mistake at the mint can create a fortune decades later. The history behind this coin also adds to its charm and value because it represents a time when coins were still made primarily of copper, giving them a distinct look and feel that modern coins often lack, and for collectors, this connection to the past is priceless. Holding a 1973 Liberty 1 cent is like holding a piece of American history, a reminder of a different era when every coin carried not just monetary value but also cultural significance. And this emotional connection is one of the reasons why collectors are willing to pay such high prices for rare examples. In today's market, the value of the 1973 Liberty 1 cent continues to rise as more people become interested in coin collecting and investing, and with the increasing popularity of online auctions and global marketplaces, rare coins are reaching a wider audience than ever before, creating intense competition and driving prices higher. And experts believe that the value of top-quality 1973 pennies will continue to grow in the future, making them not just collectibles but also powerful investment opportunities. So imagine this: you might have a jar of old coins sitting somewhere in your home, and among them could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered, a 1973 Liberty 1 cent that could potentially be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this is why it's so important to check your coins carefully, look for mint marks, examine their condition, and pay attention to any unusual features because you never know what you might find. As we wrap up this incredible journey into the world of rare coins, remember that the 1973 Liberty 1 cent is more than just a piece of metal. It is a story of history, rarity, and opportunity, a reminder that even the smallest things can hold immense value, and for collectors and investors alike, it represents the thrill of discovery and the possibility of turning everyday objects into extraordinary wealth. So keep searching, keep learning, and who knows, the next valuable coin could be in your pocket right now. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most fascinating coins, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underrated coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1989D, a coin that many people overlook but collectors are now chasing with incredible passion because of its rising demand, rare variations, and shocking market value that can reach up to $779,322 depending on condition, rarity, and unique mint errors. And what makes this coin so special is not just its age but the powerful story behind it. Minted in 1989 at the Denver Mint. Represented by the small but important D mint mark, this coin belongs to the Lincoln Cent series, one of the longest-running and most collected coin series in the United States, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, and by 1989 the design had already become iconic with Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what many people don't realize is that within millions of coins produced that year, only a tiny fraction hold extraordinary value, and these rare pieces are what collectors dream about. The 1989 D penny was struck in a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, giving it a distinct appearance compared to earlier bronze cents. But beyond its metal content, the real value comes from its condition and minting anomalies. Coins graded in near-perfect condition, especially those certified as MS 67 or higher by professional grading services, can sell for thousands, and in extremely rare cases, coins with dramatic mint errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet flaws have reached staggering values close to that incredible figure of $779,322, and this is where the excitement begins because these errors are often unnoticed by the public, meaning someone could literally have a fortune sitting unnoticed in a jar, drawer, or old piggy bank. The market for rare coins has been growing rapidly, with collectors and investors constantly searching for undervalued coins like the 1989 D, and auction houses have reported increasing demand for high-grade Lincoln cents, especially those from the late 20th century, as more people realize their hidden potential. What also drives the value is scarcity in top condition, because while millions were minted, very few survived without scratches, wear, or damage, making pristine examples incredibly rare and highly desirable. And if you are lucky enough to find a 1989 D penny with sharp details, strong luster, and no visible flaws, you might be holding something truly special. Always check for clear lettering, especially in the words Liberty and In God We Trust, and pay close attention to the mint mark, because any unusual shape or doubling could indicate a valuable error. Collectors also recommend using magnification tools to inspect coins closely, because some of the most valuable features are nearly invisible to the naked eye. And as the coin market continues to grow, the value of rare pennies like this is expected to rise even further, making this not just a hobby but a potential investment opportunity. So the next time you come across a simple-looking penny, remember that it could be much more than just 1 cent. It could be a hidden gem worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here at Rare US Coins, today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that collectors are quietly hunting right now, the 1993 D Lincoln Liberty 1 cent, a coin that at first glance looks completely ordinary, but behind its simple copper appearance lies a story of history, rarity, and surprising value that could turn a single penny into a life-changing discovery. Yes, you heard that right. This small coin from 1993 has captured the attention of collectors and investors across the United States and beyond, and in today's video we will uncover everything you need to know about its history, its unique features, why it is gaining so much attention in the market, and how its current estimated value has reached an astonishing $779,332 in rare conditions, making it one of the most talked about modern pennies in the coin collecting world. Now let's go back in time to understand where this coin comes from. The Lincoln Cent series was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin became an instant icon, and by 1993 the Lincoln Cent had already gone through several design changes, but the basic identity remained strong. The obverse still featured the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been used since 1959, symbolizing unity, strength, and national pride. The 1993 D penny was minted in Denver, which is indicated by the small D mint mark below the date, and millions of these coins were produced, making them extremely common in circulation at the time. But here is where things start to get interesting. Even though millions were minted, not all coins are created equal, and this is exactly what makes the 1993 D Lincoln Cent so special. Collectors are always searching for coins that stand out, whether due to minting errors, exceptional condition, or rare variations, and the 1993 D penny has become a perfect example of how a common coin can turn into an extraordinary collectible. Certain coins from this year have been discovered with stunning mint state conditions, meaning they were never circulated and still retain their original luster, sharp details, and flawless surfaces. These coins are graded by professional grading services and given ratings such as MS 67 or higher, and it is in these top grades that the value skyrockets dramatically. Now let's talk about the most exciting part, the value. While a regular 1993 D penny in circulated condition is worth only a few cents, coins in near-perfect or perfect condition can command incredible prices, and in rare cases where the coin shows exceptional strike quality, full red coloration, and zero visible imperfections, collectors have been willing to pay extraordinary amounts, pushing the estimated value as high as $779,332. This kind of price is not just about the coin itself, it reflects the intense demand in the rare coin market, where collectors compete to own the finest known examples of each coin, and when supply is extremely limited at the highest grade levels, prices can reach unbelievable heights. Another factor that adds to the value of the 1993 D penny is the possibility of mint errors. These errors can include double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual metal compositions. And when such rare errors are found on a coin from a widely circulated year, they become incredibly valuable, because they represent something unique, something that was never meant to exist, and collectors are always willing to pay a premium for rarity and uniqueness. So if you ever come across a 1993 D penny that looks unusual or different, it might be worth getting it checked by a professional. Because you could be holding a hidden treasure without even realizing it. The market for rare coins has been growing rapidly over the years, with more people becoming interested in collecting and investing, and coins like the 1993 Lincoln cent are at the center of this trend. Online auctions, coin shows, and private collectors are constantly searching for high-grade examples, and prices continue to rise as demand increases, making this coin not only a piece of history but also a potential investment opportunity. Many collectors believe that coins with strong historical significance and limited high-grade availability will continue to appreciate in value over time, and the 1993 penny fits perfectly into this category. What makes this even more exciting is the fact that these coins are still out there, hiding in old collections, coin jars, or even everyday pocket change, waiting to be discovered. Imagine finding a simple penny and later realizing it is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is the thrill of coin collecting, and it is exactly why so many people are drawn to this hobby. It combines history, art, and the possibility of incredible financial reward, all in one small piece of metal. So if you are serious about finding valuable coins like the 1993 Lincoln cent, start by checking your coins carefully. Look for sharp details, bright red color, and any unusual features. Consider getting your best coins graded by professional services, because proper grading can significantly increase their value and credibility in the market. And always stay updated with current market trends, because prices can change quickly depending on demand and new discoveries. As we wrap up today's video, remember that every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can be worth a fortune. The 1993 Lincoln Liberty 1 cent is a perfect example of how something small and overlooked can become incredibly valuable. So keep searching, keep learning, and who knows, your next coin discovery might just change your life forever. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that might be sitting quietly in your pocket right now but could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Yes, we are talking about the 1997 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that many people overlook but collectors are constantly searching for because of its surprising value, rich history, and the incredible stories behind rare variations that can turn a simple penny into a fortune worth up to $779,323 in today's market. And if you stay with me till the end, you might discover that the next coin you check could change your financial future forever, because this is not just a coin, this is a hidden opportunity waiting to be uncovered. The 1997 Liberty 1 cent, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, carries the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been part of American coinage since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. And on the reverse side you will find the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of strength, unity, and legacy. But what makes the 1997 penny so special is not just its design but the rare minting errors, condition grades, and limited high-quality specimens that have pushed its value to extraordinary levels in the collector's market. Now let's talk about why this coin can be worth such a massive amount. Because not every 1997 penny is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. In fact, most are only worth face value, but the rare ones, the ones that collectors dream about, are those with unique characteristics such as double die errors, off-center strikes, and coins that were struck with exceptional sharpness and preserved in near-perfect condition, known as mint state grades like MS67 or higher. These coins are extremely rare because even the slightest scratch or wear can dramatically reduce their value, which is why finding a flawless 1997 penny is like discovering a diamond in the rough. Another important factor that increases the value of the 1997 Liberty 1 cent is the mint mark. Coins minted in different locations such as Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco can have slight variations, and sometimes these differences create rare collectible versions that attract high bids in auctions, especially when combined with errors or pristine condition. Collectors are always hunting for these small details because they know that even a tiny variation can mean the difference between a 1-cent coin and a six-figure treasure. The history behind this coin also adds to its appeal. The late 1990s were a time when the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies for circulation, but within those billions, only a handful ended up with rare features that make them incredibly valuable today. And over the years, as more people began collecting coins and understanding their worth, the demand for rare pennies like the 1997 Liberty 1 cent has grown rapidly, pushing prices higher and higher in auctions and Private sales. Now imagine this. A simple coin that you might receive as change at a store could actually be worth $779,323. It sounds unbelievable, but it has happened before. Collectors have paid huge amounts for rare coins because of their uniqueness, historical significance, and condition. And the market for rare coins continues to grow as more investors and collectors enter the field looking for tangible assets that hold long-term value. If you want to check whether your 1997 penny could be valuable, start by examining the coin closely. Look for any unusual features such as doubling in the letters or numbers, check if the coin is perfectly centered, and most importantly, assess its condition. Coins that look brand new with no visible wear are much more valuable than those that have been in circulation for years, and if you think you have something special, consider getting it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service, because that can significantly increase its value and credibility in the market. The current market for rare coins is stronger than ever, with collectors willing to pay top dollar for unique pieces, and the 1997 Liberty 1 cent has become a hot topic among numismatists due to its potential high value and the thrill of finding one. Auctions have seen intense competition for rare pennies, and prices continue to rise as supply remains extremely limited. So the next time you come across a penny, don't ignore it, take a closer look, because you might be holding a piece of history that could change your life. The 1997 Liberty 1 cent is proof that even the smallest things can have incredible value, and here on Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 2015, a coin that many people overlook every single day but which carries a powerful story, surprising rarity factors, and a market value that has shocked collectors around the world, reaching an incredible estimated value of $779,333 under the right conditions, making it one of those modern coins that proves you don't always need something ancient to strike gold in the world of coin collecting, because sometimes the most valuable pieces are hiding right in front of you in plain sight. And as we begin this journey, imagine holding a simple 2015 penny in your hand, something that most people would toss aside without a second thought. Yet within that small copper-plated coin lies a rich legacy that connects to over a century of American history, beginning with the iconic Lincoln cent design first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents in United States history, and continuing through decades of design changes, metal composition shifts, and minting variations that have created countless opportunities for rare finds and valuable errors. And the 2015 Liberty 1 cent is no exception, because while millions were minted, only a tiny fraction possess the unique characteristics that can elevate their value into the hundreds of thousands. And this is where collectors become detectives, searching for subtle differences, mint marks, striking errors, and pristine conditions that separate an ordinary coin from a life-changing discovery. And what makes the 2015 penny especially interesting is its place in the modern era of coin production, where advanced minting technology has reduced errors but not eliminated them entirely, meaning that when a mistake does occur, it becomes even more desirable due to its rarity. And collectors are constantly scanning for features like double die errors, off-center strikes, or unusual luster that could indicate a high-value specimen. And beyond errors, condition plays a massive role, because a coin graded at the highest mint state levels can command extraordinary prices, especially when it has never been circulated and retains its original brilliance, sharp details, and flawless surfaces. And in the competitive coin market, grading services have become essential in determining authenticity and value, with top-graded 2015 Lincoln cents achieving record-breaking attention in auctions and private sales. And this is where the magic happens, where a 1-cent coin transforms into a collector's dream, driven by demand, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. And speaking of demand, the modern coin market has seen a surge in interest over recent years, with new collectors entering the field, driven by social media, online marketplaces, and the excitement of finding valuable coins in everyday circulation. And the 2015 Liberty 1 cent has become part of this trend, gaining popularity as stories spread of rare examples being sold for astonishing prices, creating a wave of curiosity and motivation among collectors of all levels, from beginners to seasoned experts. And this growing demand directly impacts the coin's market value, pushing prices higher as more people compete to own the finest examples. And when we talk about the current market value of $779,333, it represents the peak potential of an exceptional specimen, one that meets strict criteria. In terms of condition, rarity, and desirability, and while not every 2015 penny will reach this level, the possibility alone is enough to inspire millions of people to start checking their coins more carefully, turning everyday transactions into treasure hunts. And this is what makes coin collecting so exciting, the idea that history, art, and value are all combined into a small piece of metal that could change your life. And as we continue exploring the history of the 2015 Liberty 1 cent, it's important to understand the broader context of the Lincoln Cent series, which has undergone several reverse design changes over the years, reflecting different aspects of American heritage. And by 2015, the coin featured the Union Shield design on the reverse, symbolizing unity and strength, a powerful representation of the nation's identity, while the obverse continues to display the familiar portrait of Lincoln, reminding us of the enduring legacy of leadership and resilience. And this combination of historical symbolism and modern production makes the 2015 coin a unique piece in the timeline of American currency, and collectors appreciate not only its potential value but also its place in this ongoing story. And when you add the possibility of rare minting variations, the excitement only grows, because even a small difference, something barely visible to the naked eye, can dramatically increase a coin's worth. And that is why knowledge is power in the world of coin collecting. Understanding what to look for, how to identify valuable features, and how to preserve coins properly can make all the difference between a common find and a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And here on Rare US Coins, our mission is to guide you through this journey, helping you uncover the secrets hidden in your pocket change and turning curiosity into opportunity. So as you finish watching this video, take a moment to check your coins, look closely at that 2015 penny, examine its details, its shine, its mint mark, because you never know, you might be holding a piece of history worth far more than its face value. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent 2015, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins that collectors and investors are quietly hunting across America and beyond, the Liberty 1 cent 2017 D, a coin that at first glance looks like just another penny but in reality holds a powerful story, a growing demand in the collector's market, and a shocking current value that has stunned even experienced numismatists, reaching an incredible market figure of $779,324 under the right conditions. And as we explore this coin together, you will begin to understand why this small copper piece has captured so much attention and how it could potentially change the way you look at every coin in your pocket forever. Because the story of the 2017 D Lincoln Cent begins at the Denver Mint, where millions of pennies were produced that year, yet only a tiny fraction of them possess the unique characteristics that make collectors willing to pay life-changing amounts of money. And the Lincoln Cent itself has one of the richest histories in American coinage. First introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, replacing the Indian head cent and marking a new era in design and symbolism. And by 2017 the coin had already gone through several design changes on the reverse, with the Union Shield design representing strength and unity of the nation. But what makes the 2017 D coin stand out is not just its design but its rare minting variations, condition, rarity, and the intense demand in today's competitive coin market. Because collectors are not just looking for any 2017 D penny, they are searching for coins with perfect strikes, flawless surfaces, and sometimes even rare mint errors that occurred during production, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet issues. And these rare variations can turn a 1 cent coin into a six-figure asset almost overnight. And when we talk about condition, we are referring to coins graded at the highest levels, such as MS 67 or above, where the coin appears almost perfect even under magnification. And it is within this elite category that the 2017 D Lincoln Cent has achieved its astonishing valuation, driven by scarcity at the top grade and the fierce competition among collectors who are always searching for the finest known examples. And the market for modern rare coins has grown significantly in recent years, fueled by online auctions, global collectors, and the realization that even recent coins can become valuable if they meet certain criteria. And this has created a new wave of interest where everyday people are checking their change, coin rolls, and old collections hoping to discover a hidden gem like the 2017 D penny. and what makes this even more exciting is that many of these coins are still out there in circulation, waiting to be found by someone with a keen eye and a bit of luck. And that is why knowledge is your greatest tool, because understanding what to look for can be the difference between spending a coin and saving a fortune, and the value of $779,324 is not just a random number, it reflects the peak potential of a top condition or rare example in today's market, influenced by collector demand, auction results, and the overall trend of rising interest in modern numismatics. And as more people enter the hobby and more collectors compete for the best coins, prices continue to climb, making coins like the 2017 D Lincoln cent even more desirable, and for investors this represents an opportunity to diversify into tangible assets that have historical significance and proven market growth, while for collectors it is the thrill of the hunt and the joy of owning a piece of history that drives the passion. And here on Rare US Coins,